Hello there, everyone, and it's nice to be back with you, Mr. Study Prep Guy. And for today's class, we'll mainly be looking through the social studies syllabus. I'm the study prep guy, and I will be your teacher for today. So, if you're here to figure out about the social studies syllabus for CSEC, you are at the right place. So, let's look through the CSEC mark allocation profile to begin with. So paper one is 60 marks, equivalent to 30%. Paper two is 40 marks, equivalent to 60%. And paper two, so 30 and 60, you don't have your 60, 70, 80, and 90. You don't have this up to 10%, 60, 70, 80, 90. 60% is equivalent to 30%. And your paper three is 20% or paper three, and this is for private individuals who are writing paper three. Your mark scheme will be 40, right? Your mark scheme will be 40. Your total will add up to 100%. So if 60, 60, 30, 60, 30, 20, 60. So you have 50, 60, 70, 80. Um, Plus with the additional for 20%, that will be 100%. So 60, 60 plus, no, not 60. Sorry for that, guys. So this will be a mark scheme. 30, 30 plus 30 plus 20 plus 40 equals to 100%. So this is basically it here. 30 plus 20 plus 40, 30 plus 20 plus 50. Sorry for that. This would be 50. That would equals to 100. So this is your grading system for everyone who is writing in the school system. As for the private individuals, yours will mainly include 30 for the paper one, 60 marks, 30%, 50% for the paper two, which is 60, which is 40 marks, with additional 20 from the paper three. That is where you'll have your 100% for private individuals. So section A for this class will mainly and only be covering now section A syllabus for social studies, individual, family, and society. On completion of this section, students should be able to understand himself or self as a social being, his or her relationships with his or her family, community, nation, or state, the Caribbean region, and the wider world. Second, appraise critically the prevailing social attitudes, norms, and values. Use coherent and concise processes as a principal means of arriving at decisions, and use skills for social participation, and social action. So the content is section A, individual, family, and society. So this is what you need to know if you're heading into CSEC paper 2. This is the individual, family, and society is common paper 2, and this is for four section. So this is certain terms that you need to be associated with: kinship, status, extended family, nuclear family, monogamy, polygyny, matrifocal, patrilineal, bigamy, incest, marriage, legal separation, divorce, annulment, alimony, sibling, inheritance. All these things are terms that you need to know in order to enter the CSEC 2025 or any other years for those of you who are going into 2027 or 2026. I don't know, I presume. The function of the family in contemporary Caribbean society. So you need to know the functions of the family. And some of the most basic functions of the family is as a unit of procreation, as a source unit for rearing children, namely the socialization of the individual, as an economic unit for satisfying basic needs, D, as a social unit, as a social unit for satisfying emotional and psychological needs. These are all functions of the family. So another thing you do need to know is differences in family types and the unions in the Caribbean. Nuclear extended sibling household, single parent household, and you also need to know unions. Visiting relationships, consensual or common law, monogamy, and legal marriage. Additionally, you also need to know rules, relationships, and responsibilities of adult and siblings and sibling members of the Caribbean family. Factors which contribute to change in roles and responsibilities of men and women in the Caribbean family. This includes status of women, choice of employment, available technology, leisure activities, and educational opportunities. So, in addition to this, you need to know the changing roles of men and women in the Caribbean society. You also need to know about identity crisis of men right now is a very prominent issue in the Caribbean. You also need to know marginalization of the male, which is a movement of males from a central position to a decentralized position, meaning that in the past men were the predominant figures, the sole breadwinners, but in today's society, through the availability of technology and other legal improvements such as the women's movement, men have gone from the central position of sole breadwinner to not so much of being a sole breadwinner in today's society, with some family households having women who are in a position of working for the same amount of money as men. So men are no longer the predominant figures in the family because of the change in society rules and expectations in society, the development of self-esteem and confidence of women, dash independence of women. You also need what how would you know that a parent is ready? You, and these are some of the things that is some of the things that are required for you to become a parent: psychological readiness, economic stability, emotional readiness, and psychological readiness. All these things are important for those who want to become parents. You need to have these things in place before you can become a parent, or else you will go in total chaos and total um, predominant madness. And you also need to know the characteristics of a good parent: problem solving skills. Can they figure out how to overcome difficult situations in the family when they arise? Communication skills: can they effectively communicate what they want with a father or with their husbands and with their children? Can they properly socialize their kids? Can they properly discipline their kids? Do they have a predominant knowledge of what good nutrition is? Do they know how to show warmth dash love? Do they know how to properly manage their money and not overspend and left the family in decay? So additionally, you also need to know the contemporary social issues which influence Caribbean family life, such as teenage pregnancy, street children, alternative lifestyles such as drinking, smoking, and what's not, substance abuse, juvenile delinquencies when children under the age of 18 or 16 are doing a set of madness such as breaking legal laws and regulations, sexual transmitted diseases. This is a big issue, STDs, child abuse, poverty, distortion, suicide, incest, domestic violence, trafficking in persons, care and concerns of each persons. All of these things are social and contemporary issues within the Caribbean, and it's your job to know these contemporary issues, and that's why I'm embarking on this big journey to supply you with all the knowledge I need on this podcast. So if anything you want to know about on the contemporary social issues in the Caribbean or anything related to social studies, please type in the comments below. And this will be all for social studies for this class. It has been nice to be with you. All right, have a good day.